Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to build an AI agent to auto-analyze Google Forms student surveys. So I am working as a student coordinator and I am receiving multiple student feedbacks on regular basis regarding the workshops and the classes. I need to analyze each of the response and add a summary in my Google Sheets. This is a long process, so I have decided to automate this entire task with the help of my AI agent, that is OpenAI and Pabbly Connect. Now every time a student is going to submit the feedback form, automatically my AI agent is going to generate the summary with the help of analysis and going to add that automatically in my Google Sheets. To automate the entire process, I'm not going to use any kind of coding and programming skills. I will be simply integrating all these applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So for your business, if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step, for that you have to come towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how to build an AI agent to auto-analyze Google Forms student surveys. So as an academic coordinator at a high school, I regularly collect student feedback through Google Forms after any workshop or certain classes. These forms often include both multiple choice and open-ended questions. Manually reviewing hundreds of responses to understand student sentiment, identify recurring issues, and summarize suggestions is time-consuming. So I have decided to automate this entire task with the help of my AI agent, that is OpenAI and Pabbly Connect. Now every time I am going to receive a new form response by the student when they are going to submit the feedback form, automatically the form response is going to be analyzed with the help of my AI agent. It is going to generate me a summary and automatically a record of that summary is going to be added in Google Sheets. To create this automation, we are not going to use any kind of coding and programming skills. We are going to create it by simply setting up connections between our Google Forms, AI agent and Google Sheets. Okay, now before moving forward towards learning that how we can create this automation by ourselves, let me show you that how this automation is actually going to work. So when I'm going to submit the form as a student, let's say the name of the student is dummy user, let's say the grade is 9th, let's say the class or the workshop helpful, so I'm going to select yes. What did you enjoy the most? So let's say I'm going to provide the answer as I enjoyed the painting session the most. Let's say here it is asking us what could be improved, so I'm going to give the answer. I think everything is perfect, but we can also add a break in between the classes. Any additional comments? So I'm going to select no over here. When I'm going to submit this form in front of you, I will take you towards my Google Sheets. So here in my Google Sheets, you can see that automated a summary of the responses received. Also, here we have the details of the student who has submitted the form. So here in this way, the automation is actually going to work. Now, without waiting further, let's start learning this amazing automation step by step. To start with the process, first of all, in a new tab, you need to type in your browser pabbly.com/connect, which is going to take you towards the landing page of Pabbly Connect. Over here, we can find two options, sign in and sign up for free. So in case if you are already an existing user, just click on sign in to log into your account directly. But if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button. It will help you to create a free new account just in 2 minutes. Also, when you will do that, you are going to receive 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. As an existing user, therefore, I'm going to click on sign in. Now this is all app section where we can find all the products that are offered by Pabbly. To create our automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. It has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect where we can find all the workflows that we have created, and we can also create separate folders like this on the same dashboard to save the workflow separately and accordingly. Now to create a new workflow, let's click on this blue button with the name as create workflow. As we have done that, a dialog box is open in front of us which is asking us to provide a name to the workflow. So let me quickly provide a name to my workflow as build an AI agent to auto-analyze Google Forms student surveys. After giving the name to my workflow, now I'm going to select this folder in which I want to save this workflow. You can see I have a list of folders over here. Among these folders, the automation which I'm going to create is related to AI. So I'm going to select AI automations as the folder, and now I'm going to click on create. As we have done that, you can see that workflow is created successfully. A new screen is open in front of us which contains two extremely important windows. We have trigger and action over here. So trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which entire automation works. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Now let's suppose here I want that every time I am going to receive a new feedback form from from my student, automatically analysis for that form should be generated with the help of my AI agent, that is OpenAI. For that, I'm going to take Google Forms and trigger an AI agent in my action step. When we are going to build the connection between these applications, then we will see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands. Because when the trigger happens, that means when a new form is going to be submitted in Google Forms, then only the analysis is going to be generated, otherwise not. So after understanding the whole concept of trigger and action, let us start creating this automation step by step. To start with the process, first of all, we need to go towards our trigger step and we have to select our trigger application over here. So our trigger application will be Google Forms, because we want that when the form will be submitted, then our workflow should start. Then we have the trigger event. So on the happening of which event inside Google Forms, you want to capture the response. So when a new response will be received in Google Forms, then my workflow should start and the response should be captured. We have received a webhook URL and also we have received some instructions over here. By following the given instructions step by step carefully, we need to insert the webhook URL inside our Google Forms. And as we will do that, then the webhook URL is actually going to act as a bridge for transferring the data of every new form submitted inside Pabbly Connect. So let's simply copy the webhook URL and then I am going to show you what you are supposed to do. So first of all, for this, I will take you towards my form, and this is the student's feedback form I have created. And over here, I'm going to rename the form as student's feedback form. Okay, it contains fields such as name, grade of the student, was the class or workshop helpful, what did you enjoy the most, what could be improved, and any additional comments. And over here you can see that we have all these fields. Now once you will complete your form, then you have to go towards the response section. Over here we have the button of link to sheets. So we are going to now link our form with the sheets. Let's select this button. It is saying select destination for the responses, either create a new spreadsheet or select an existing one. I am going to create a new spreadsheet with this name. Let's click on create. So a new and fresh spreadsheet is going to be open in front of us. As you can see, it contains all the same fields that we have in our form. So when we are going to receive a new form response, the details of that form are going to be recorded over here, okay, because we have linked our form with the sheet. So as soon as the response is received over here in Google Sheets, then the response is going to be captured inside Pabbly Connect. For that, instead of Google Forms, we are going to build the connection between this Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect with the help of the webhook URL. So to start with the process of connecting Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect, let us first of all capture a response over here. How to capture the response? When the form will be submitted, the response will be received. So I'm going to quickly publish the form. And I'm going to submit this form by copying the link. I will open the link of the form in a new tab. And here I'm going to quickly submit this form. So let's say the name of the student is new student. Let's say the grade is 8. Let's say the class or the workshop was helpful. So I'm going to select yes. Then we have what did you enjoy the most. So I'm going to provide, let's say, the quiz. Okay, what could be improved? So here, let's say I'm going to provide the suggestion as it was a more monologue session. I want it to be more interactive. Okay, any additional comments? So here I am going to provide yes, we can have more such workshops. Okay, so as I am going to submit the form, I will take you towards Google Sheets, and here you can see that the response of the form is added over here. Okay, we have the name, grade, and the questions. Apart from this, here you can see we also have the timestamp, that means the date and time at which the form was submitted. Now I'm going to add another column over here of summary. All right, it is going to be updated later when we are going to generate the summary with the help of our AI agent. Now, as we have captured the response, it is time to build the connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. So I will go towards extensions. Here we have the option of add-ons, and we have to go towards get add-ons, which is going to take us towards Google Workspace Marketplace. Here we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Basically, Pabbly Connect Webhook is the add-on which we need to install inside Google Sheets to build the connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect successfully. I have already installed the add-on, so I'm going to cross it. If you are installing the add-on for the very first time, you also have to refresh your spreadsheet once. Then only you will be seeing the option of Pabbly Connect Webhooks under extensions. As here I can see the option, let's go towards initial setup, as we have to do an initial setup in order to build the connection successfully. So here we have to provide some details. First of all, the webhook URL. So again, I will go back towards Pabbly Connect. I will copy the webbook URL once again, and we have to paste it over here. Then we have to do one more thing. We have to provide the trigger column. From the spreadsheet, you have to decide that which column is going to act as your trigger column. The concept of trigger column says that whenever a new row is going to be added in your spreadsheet up till this column, then immediately the data is going to be sent towards Pabbly Connect automatically. So here, in my case, you can see that in my spreadsheet, I have the columns up till H. H is the column which is going to be updated later on when the response will be generated. But to generate the response, we have to send the response towards Pabbly Connect, and I want that as soon as the row is going to be added over here in my spreadsheet up till G column, then the data should be immediately sent towards Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to select G as my trigger column, and here I'm going to click on send test to send the test response of the second row towards Pabbly Connect. As the test data is successfully sent, let's submit the initial setup. And the setup is configured, so I'm going to cross it. I will take you back towards Google Sheets, and here we have received the response. In the response, we have received all the details. So let's start reading them one by one. First of all, we have received the answers for each of the questions. Was the workshop helpful? So we have received the answer for that. Then we have received the trigger column that we have decided, the date and time at which the form was submitted, the spreadsheet name, spreadsheet ID, sheet name, sheet ID, row index, the number of row which we have received in the response, name of the student, grade, and the additional comments. As we have received the response, this means our connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect is built. But now here I want that every time the form will be submitted and the record will be added in a new row in my spreadsheet up till the trigger column, I should not do anything manually. The data should be keep on sending automatically towards Pabbly Connect. For that, we have to do one more thing. We have to go towards extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and here we have the option of send on event, which we have to select. As we have done that, now we have made sure that every time a new row will be added, the data will be keep on sending automatically towards Pabbly Connect. Let's move forward now. Here I want to generate the analysis for the response that I've received, the multiple answers. So here for that, I'm going to use my AI agent, and as an AI agent, I'm using OpenAI. So I'm going to select my action application as OpenAI. If you're using any other AI application as your AI agent, you can also select that. Okay, as I've selected OpenAI as my action application, then we also have to select the action event. And over here, I'm going to use ChatGPT to generate my analysis. I have selected that. Let's build the connection between OpenAI and Pabbly Connect. For building that connection, you can see that I am already logged into my OpenAI platform. You also have to keep in mind to keep login to all the applications that you want to connect with Pabbly Connect, because then the process of your connection is going to become simple and easier. Here we have to build this connection. Let's click on connect. Here we have two options, add new connection and select existing connection. So in case if you already have an existing connection, quickly select that. But to create a new connection, click on add new connection. You need to enter the token over here. To get the token, let's click on this hyperlink. It is going to take us towards API key section of OpenAI platform. Let's click on this create new secret key button. Here we have to provide the name of the key. So let's say the name of my key is feedback forms, just a random name, and here we have the project. You can also select the project over here in which you want to save your key, and you will click on create secret key button. The key is ready. You just need to copy the key. You will click on done, go back, and you need to paste that key over here. In this way, you are going to build the connection. When you will click on save, your connection will be successfully built. Alright, I have already built an existing connection with my OpenAI account, so I'm going to go with that. I will click on save, and here the connection is built successfully. After building the connection, now we have to move forward towards selecting the model by using which model you want to generate your response. So you can see I have a list of models over here. Among these models, we are going to select GPT-4o Mini. You can select any other model as well according to your choice. Now we have to move forward towards the highlight and the very important step of this automation, that is to enter the prompt. Prompt is the command which we need to provide to our AI agent that what we actually wanted to do for us. Because I want to generate the analysis and a quick short summary of the form response that I've received for the feedback of the student, I will have to provide all the details that what kind of content I want to generate, what all details should be there, and I also have to provide the inputs, that is the input of the responses that I have received from the student's feedback form. Okay, so the prompt should be well instructed, on point and clear. It should include each and every details which we want in the response and also the details which we do not want. So here I am going to enter the prompt as, so this is my prompt, analyze the following student feedback, what they enjoyed. Here I'm going to provide the detail that what they have enjoyed in the workshop, suggestions for improvement, additional comments. Provide a short summary with the key sentiment, recurring themes and recommended actions. And here I'm going to provide one more thing, that Provide a short single line summary I want, because I want to store the details in my Google Sheet. So I want a short summary. Okay. Now I'm going to one by one enter the details over here. First of all, the column that they have enjoyed. So in my response, I have already received the details that they have enjoyed. So this is the question, what did you enjoy most? Here we have the quiz. I'm going to directly insert this column like this from the previous step, and it is mapped. When we map our data like this, it becomes static, and with each and every new response automatically, then it is going to replace. So this means every time a new form will be submitted by the student for the feedback, the details which we are going to map over here in this field in the prompt will get replaced with the new details. And in this way, we are going to automate the entire process of generating analysis for each of the feedback form submission. But if we will enter the data manually over here, as we have entered the rest of the prompt, it will become static and then it is not going to replace. Therefore, mapping is very important where we want the details should get replaced. Now, let's map the next thing, that is the column for the improvement. I have mapped that as well, and the third one is the comments which we have received. Okay, now as we have mapped all the details, let's click on Save and Send Test Request button. The response is received. Over here we got the summary. Students enjoy the quiz but desire more interactive in sessions, recommending incorporating interactive elements in future workshops. Okay, so here I am going to directly insert the generated summary in my Google Sheets. I have already added the column for the generated summary as I'd shown you earlier. We are going to insert the generated summary in this particular cell, in this particular column and row. Okay, so let's click on this Add Action Step button. We will build a connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. And here you can see I am already logged into my Google Sheets. I'm going to directly select the action event as update cell value, as I want to update the value in a cell. Let's build the connection. I'm already logged in. I've also built the connection earlier with my Google Sheet. So currently I'm going to go with that only. And here we have to first of all select the spreadsheet. So the name of my spreadsheet is students feedback form. I have selected that. The sheet name is also selected. Now we have to select the range. Range is going to be the combination of the column as well as the row, which combines and make a cell. So this is the cell in which I want to update the value. The name of this cell is H2. H is the column and 2 is the row index. So here column is going to be same each time for every new form response for every case, but rows are going to be changed. Rows are going to be dynamic because whenever a new form will be submitted, the data is going to be added in a new row, and in this way rows are going to be changed each time. To automate the process of updating the values in each of the cell, we have to enter the range in such a way that the column should be static but the row should be keep on changing. So I'm going to enter column manually to make it static, and in order to make the row index dynamic so that it could change automatically, I'm going to quickly map the row index from the previous step that I've received. Okay, this is the range, this is the cell value, and now it is asking us the value which we want to update over there. So this is the summary which I want to update. Let's click on Save and Send Test Request button, and we got the response. And I'm going to now take you back towards my Google Sheets. And here we got the response in the exact format. Okay, so in this way the record is created successfully. Now we do not have to do anything manually once we have built this connection. Every time the form is going to be submitted by the student in Google Forms for the feedback for any of the workshop or the class, automatically the details of that form are going to be added in Google Sheets, and also the generated summary of the analysis of the form. So I hope this automation is clear to you. Also it is helpful for your business. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such amazing applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any doubt, you can write us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you want to ask about the pricing, you can visit this website given over here. Do not forget to share our videos, like our video, and also subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.